Hey guys, my name is Dolinmyster, and today I'd like to cook something very, very special. Something that is from my childhood. And it includes this package right here that you saw me go and acquire. It is called Tripe. And what we're going to be making with it is a very delicious Turkish dish called İşkembe Çorbası. Pretty much translated into English, it means tripe soup. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to need is some way to clean this. I'm just going to use a very simple colander. I'm going to throw it in here, wash it out, rinse it out, make sure it's good and clean. That way we don't have too many problems to, worry about. So here's a quick look at it and the nice beautiful honeycomb texture that it has. And yeah. So let's go ahead and get everything prepared. So I'm going to grab my little platform here that I use for cooking. My just got it recently, my induction cooktop. Love this thing. I've used it quite a bit. And I'm going to grab one of my pans. Shouldn't need too big of a pan for this. This should be plenty big. So let's go ahead and toss this right in here, and you can hear the wonderful noise that it makes as it gets dropped directly into this pot. It's not the most appetizing sound, for sure, but it'll get better. It'll get better. So I'm going to go ahead and put 8 cups of water in here. The recipe that I have does call for 5, and I went ahead and I put in 6, and I put in 2 more at a later time just to make sure that we're good to go. So we're going to let this sit here. Sorry about the noise. We're going to let this sit here and start to boil. It's going to need to sit for 3 hours, so we'll go ahead and set the timer and let that run out. Perfect. All right. The timer has now run out. And one of the problems I didn't expect is that this cooktop actually has a 170-minute timeout. And I'm sorry about this lag. Not much I can do about the video lag, unfortunately, because my setup is not the best for recording. Anyways, let's get to it. We're going to go ahead and take all of the tripe out after it's been removed from the pot, because we're going to need to cool it down. So let's get our area ready and prepared so that once we've got it all removed, we'll be good to go with that. I'm going to go ahead and just drop it for now directly back into the colander so that it can cool off, so it won't be so hot when we get around to cutting it. Now that it's had a little bit of time to cool off, let's go ahead and grab it, and we'll start cutting it up into small cube shapes, or at least the best of my ability. I am not a master chef, so my cutting abilities are limited at best, but they've gotten better. So we're going to go ahead and just cube this up as well as I can. Now, tripe is one of those things that has a very distinct smell to it, and that's something to remember if you decide to cook with tripe at all, is that it will cause your place to smell really, really bad, but it is worth all the smells because it is so delicious. So this big piece was a bit of a pain in the butt to cut up because of the fact that the pieces were kind of weird. They were misshapen in pieces and a little thicker in other, and also it was just really big, so it just takes it a little bit longer to cut up. But I'm going to do my best and get it into small cubes, like I said, so that we can throw it right into the pot just like that. And you can hear that wonderful noise again that it makes. So this is going to need to sit again after we've done all of this, and we're going to need to go ahead and cook this for another 2 hours. I'm going to actually place this there you go, you can see it all. I'm going to go ahead and place this on my other stove because I don't want the timer to go ahead and cut me out again. It's something I'd rather not have to deal with if I don't have to. So that should be good. So yeah, with that, we'll set the timer, wait another 2 hours, and be ready to go when it's done. So now we're going to go ahead. 2 hours is almost up. We got about another 10 minutes left of cooking time. All right, let's go ahead and prepare what's going to be the thickener for the soup so that we can get ready to make it a little bit less watery. So here's all the ingredients. These are for a couple of other things too as we move down the line. First things first, we're going to need to go ahead and grab a small pot. We're going to throw that in my induction cooker top here. And we're going to go ahead and grab 2 tablespoons of butter that we're going to need to throw in there. So, got my tools ready. That should be good. And then we can just throw this right in there, let that melt down so that we can get all the delicious flavor of butter. And I am using real butter because I like real butter. I like the way it tastes, I like the flavors it adds, and it's just better than margarine and whatnot. So let's go ahead and melt that down until it's nice and soupy again. Now we're going to go ahead and grab 2 tablespoons of flour, which I'm going to grab the top of my container to smooth it out so it is exactly a tablespoon. So there's 1, and there is almost 2. There's 2. Excellent. So let's go ahead and mix this up, and we'll just kind of stir this together so it all kind of combines into a complete liquid, fluid kind of. It'll be pretty thick, so it's not going to be like just soupy or anything. So definitely keep that in mind. After that's all combined, we're going to go ahead and take it, and we want to add some of the soup stock back into it so that it becomes a little bit runnier. So we'll mix that up and combine it together as well, ready to go back into the soup. There we go. Nice and thick and creamy. Shut this guy off, and then I'm going to go ahead and add it to the soup. After I've done that, we're going to come back, and now we can start working on the next part of the thickening agent. We're going to need 2 eggs in a bowl. And we're going to go ahead, and a couple of recipes that I looked at outside of the one that I used said to use only the egg whites. So let's see what I can do. That was a bad crack on that egg, but still managed to get as much of the egg white out, and surprisingly enough, managed to also not break the egg yolk while removing the egg whites. So the first one was all right. The second one did better with the cracking of the egg, and we'll get the egg whites off, and I cracked the yolk. That's fine. Then we want to add some fresh squeezed lime juice because it's just delicious. And we'll need 4 limes each squeeze. So there's 2, and there's 3, and then here's number 4. Now we'll want to make sure if you have any seeds that fell into it to remove them. So whisk the entire concoction together into a nice little kind of a whitish color, because that's what we're going to want, almost like mayonnaise or something. And we'll just kind of whisk it all up and make that good to go. And we'll go ahead and pour that also into the soup. Again, it's on the stove behind me, so you can't see me do this. I should have moved it, but I didn't. All right, back to where we're at now. Now we'll start working on making the garnishments. The first thing to do is melt the rest of your butter. And that melted a lot faster because it's been sitting out and got nice and warm and soft. So we'll melt that up, and that should be good now. Let's go ahead and grab a tablespoon. The spoon doesn't fit, so I'm gonna have to shake this out into the soup, or into this buttery mixture. And of course, well, that should be enough, I suppose. We'll just go with that, and then a couple dashes. We'll need to grab our cayenne pepper here and put a couple dashes of that. And I use chili pepper because I didn't have any other kind, and that works just fine. And with the cayenne together, it'll work out just fine. So mix that up, put it together, and then that will make one of our garnishments that we're going to have when we get down to eating the soup. Perfect. That looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a disposable container, and we're going to need 8 tablespoons of cider vinegar. And then after we have that in there, we're going to go ahead and grab some garlic, and you can put as much or as little garlic in here as you want. Personally, I really love garlic, so I put a decent amount in there. So we'll squeeze that out. And I just picked up this garlic press. Not sure if I'm a fan of it. It's got some weird quirks to it, but it works pretty well. It's nice, but it's not perfect. Excellent. There we go. That's looking good. That's looking good. So we'll just kind of mix that up and set that aside for now. And then let's go ahead and scoop ourselves out a big old bowl of our soup. And as you see here, it has changed colors. As I said earlier, when we added in the eggs, that caused it to get this white color to it, which is just exactly what you're looking for. So let's go ahead and grab a little bit of the butter and pepper mixture and just drizzle that on for a little bit of color. And it also does obviously add some taste. And then we'll go ahead and grab our vinegar and garlic mixture and go ahead and drizzle that on there too. Oh, yeah. This smells so good. So good. Let me grab a spoon because, of course, I forgot to do that. And we're going to go ahead and dive right into this bowl and just listen. Listen to my response when I go ahead and bite right into it. Oh, yeah. It is delicious. I have some words. Excellent words. Definitely, I end up eating the entire bowl and finishing it, and it was worth every single bite. I hope you guys enjoyed this, taking a look at a little bit of my past, something that I enjoy so much and am really glad to make, and it tastes just like Mom made it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know what you thought of it. I do apologize about the little weird stuttering throughout the video. Again, I'm going to work on changing my recording software for next time. And I hope you guys did enjoy it. And we'll see you in the next video of Dolinmyster Cooks. Bye!